Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Life Coach for Ladies YouTube channel. I'm Coach Sandra, the Truth Mindset Strategist. And today I have a beautiful Truth Talk conversation prepared for you. We are going to talk about something that touches the heart of community, family, and purpose. My guest today is Rose Huie, who is the visionary behind a remarkable project called My Mother's House. This initiative is creating a home where seniors and single mothers live together in an intergenerational community. It's a powerful idea that brings back, wisdom and care and support into everyday life. The idea of generations living together, helping one another carry life's burdens, it reflects something very old and beautiful because in earlier times, families lived that way naturally. Grandparents and widows and children and young mothers were kind of woven together like the threads in just one beautiful quilt. And scripture itself reflects that rhythm of life. In Proverbs, it says, the hoary head is a crown of glory if it be found in the way of righteousness. That means that gray hair, which some of us have, representing, old age is a symbol of honor and respect, especially when it's associated with a life that's lived in accordance with righteousness. So the benefits of healthy intergenerational relationship are powerful and can help young people develop a stronger self-concept and meaning and well-being, and also improve the quality of life for seniors. So Rose, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so grateful for this conversation.
Thank you, Coach Sandra. I also appreciate the invitation, and it is wonderful to be able to share with you and your audience about the work that we do.
Yeah. So let's talk about the heart behind the vision. Rose, let us just begin at the beginning. What inspired the vision for Mother's House?
Okay. Well, again, my name is Rose Huie. I'm a CPA, a coach, and also a founder of a nonprofit organization. And over the years, I work with a lot of families and a lot of organizations, nonprofit organizations. And in the process, I see that there are families, um, facing some challenges through the work. Then I begin noticing that there are often struggles. Some people they struggle alone, like the seniors and the single mothers. And this lead me to the vision of having a group together, and I call that My Mother's House. And it is an intergenerational organization and community where, excuse me, seniors and single mothers, they and the children, they will live together in an intergenerational supportive environment, helping each other grow and also accomplishing their goals. Uh-huh.
Was there a specific moment or experience when you first felt this idea forming?
I think as I grow older and see more families and see more people, then I kind of notice that the more and more the society are kind of separated more than united. In the past, we see that like generations live together. We have the grandparents, we have the parents, and we have the kids. And nowadays, people don't live that way that much if you look around. And a lot of times I mean, the young people, they leave the home pretty early. Once they go to college, then they move away. And then once they move away, a lot of them, they don't really return. And so therefore, gradually, as the parents grow older, then they are kind of isolated by themselves. And I find a lot of seniors nowadays, they're living by themselves. Either that the kids are moved away, some could be very, very far away. And so they will be just at home. And hopefully the two of them are still still healthy and be able to support each other. And a lot of times we find that one of them departed. So therefore you end up with one alone by themselves in a big house where they used to have maybe, one or two or three kids living together. And then the kids, when they are doing well, that's great. But we know that nowadays, a lot of the families, they was not so fortunate. Like, according to statistics, over 50% of the married couple, they end up with a divorce. And so what happened is that a lot of time is this the mother who end up with the children. And if the husband or the ex-spouse is responsible, then that's great. But if not, then you end up with a mother with one or two or three kids. And a lot of times the mother may not be able to support them all by herself. And so then you see a lot of struggle among the young women trying to find job, find work, and also take care of the kid. And the kid by themselves, a lot of times, will be left by themselves, really don't have anyone to talk to because there's no one at home. The mother is busy from morning to night. It's not that she doesn't love him, but she just doesn't have time. So then the kids are left by themselves alone. And then what do? Well, they could be, watching, whatever game they have on the social media, or sometimes they might go outside of the home. And when that happens, and if they get into bad influence, then we will have problem with the next generation. And so when you see that there are people kind of suffering by themselves alone, you can imagine like in one household, there could be a senior living all by himself or herself, really don't have anything to look forward to. And so every day when they get up, they just kind of don't want, they could be wondering what's happening. Because right now, the major problem that's facing seniors is actually loneliness. And when they are lonely, they become depressed. And when people are depressed, it affects their health. And so these are kind of like, consequences of what's happening. So the senior now have a whole lot of time, but don't know what to do. And on the other hand, a neighbor could be a few houses down, could be struggling a lot. Like this single woman, she had no one to turn to. Maybe the family is far away too. Or so they end up by themselves with the kid and kind of struggling, lack of time, lack of money, lack of energy too. And then the kid all alone by themselves with no one to talk to, also feeling very lonely. But can you imagine if the two of them, the two families can get together? Then the senior would have someone to work with, to talk to, and some hope. Although that's not his or her own child, but that's still a life, a new life that they can teach because the senior could have been very experienced. They could have been working before. And so therefore they can pass along their wisdom to the next generation. And the child would also benefit because now they have someone to talk to, someone to play with, someone to learn from. So there is a mentor, uh, someone that they can do something with that really pay attention to them and love them. And the single mother will be so relieved. Now I can really focus. Now I got a second chance. This lady could be very talented, but they just, because of whatever that happened, they just didn't get the chance to go to school. And now she has the opportunity to go back to school. She could be very talented, could get her bachelor, her master, maybe a PhD, and therefore will restart a new life. Or if not, she can also find a new career and start learning something new and be enjoying her life, her career, and find her way to contribute to the society. And in the meantime, she don't have to worry about childcare, don't have to worry about housing, don't have to worry about feeding the kid, because now it's all provided. The child has someone to look, forward to meeting, to have someone to learn from, to play with, and then they could be playing in a garden in the backyard, growing plants, playing with pets, dogs or cats, and they would have a good time. So if you can imagine that if the two families were able to get together, that's what's going to happen. So they will be happy and they will be able to grow and to learn. And then the single mother could also find someone new too and start a new family. So therefore you would have kind of people, one supporting the other and contributing to each other's growth. So that's kind of the inspiration. That's what I watched and I see, because I also saw the other side too. I have heard of stories where the single mother and the kids live in a car because they couldn't find a place to live. And a lot of people don't want to rent to single women with kids. It's not discrimination, but it's just happened that way. And she can afford the rent too, because the rent is really high. You're talking about $1,000 to $2,000 a month for a
Mm-hmm.
place if she's lucky to find it. And so therefore, what I have heard stories of a single mother living with 2 or 3 kids in a car for a few months until they find a place where they can live. So the purpose of this organization is to provide a place where people can be together. They can help and support each other in finishing whatever dreams that they have. And that not only will bring them joy, it would also improve the health too. Because when someone is happy, actually health starts with the mind. If the person is happy, feels good, the health would increase. And then I envision the organization will be providing, together with the seniors, will be providing, childcare, support, coaching for preschool, for after school care. And then the seniors would have their own program. There will be exercise program, and also, of course, there will be meals provided. And then we will also have like celebrations for special occasions, birthdays, Christmas, New Year. And so there will be a lot of times that people can get together and be able to celebrate. And can you imagine that there's going to be a lot of joy and happiness in the whole place? And that's what I envision to happen. And then
Yeah,
hmm? Yeah,
the
go.
concept behind your project is just something that we don't really hear about. This is something new for me. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you've seen any other places that are doing this when you've done your research or found something that's similar. But what would a day in the life of someone living at your place, what would that kind of look like?
Okay. Imagine it's a senior, okay, an older person. In the past, when I'm alone, she has nothing to do. But now they have someone to look forward to. They will have someone that say, "Oh, I'm going to be meeting Johnny. That's so nice. We're going to have time together. We can read a story. Johnny may be only 5 years old." So that the two of them can really have some good time sharing, talking, and then maybe Johnny would be going to school. And then during the time when Johnny is away from school, the senior could be attending some classes. There are also going to be senior classes that they will have exercise programs, they might have walks, and they could do different things. And so when Johnny comes home, then grandma can sit with him and do some reading or some storytelling. And so they're going to have a lot of fun together. And then, of course, they will have dinner together with the mother who already, either finished work or finished the training. And then for the mother, the single mothers, she will be getting up in the morning and say, "Oh my God, now I have someone to take care of my kid. I don't have to worry. I can really get
Mhm.
ready to go and take this training." And she might be training for a new career, maybe a caregiving career. And then she will learn some skill. And then there will be organizations doing a job training too. And so she will be trained, and then she will be placed. She will actually be placed in a new job, a new environment. And just in case they need some extra help, like psychologically, they might be, since they have probably gone through a lot of trauma, if they do need help, we have counselors. There will be counselors that would help with them, either with the seniors or with the young mothers. And then I also envision having like some kind of health services, healthcare services, because there with so many seniors, with so many kids, you're going to have a need for healthcare services. So
Mhm.
I envision providing that too, so that they will be able to see, a nurse practitioner or a doctor or do the regular vaccination. So at least the health is taken care of, and they don't have to worry about where do I want to go, how do I go that. I mean, how am I going to arrange transportation? But that's a big thing about seniors. Even though when they live at home, if they can drive, that would be great. If they cannot drive, then the problem is, how am I going to get the food to my house? And how am I going to see the doctor? Doctors don't come to see you, so you have to go see them. And sometimes, even though they may be able to arrange transportation to go there, they may not be able to really walk over there to go to see the doctor. So therefore, this actually will provide them a lot of convenience, because the living is provided for, the food is provided for, there's also going to be healthcare. And so they will have something to look forward to. Everyone would have something to look forward to. Now, the little kid won't have to worry, man, I don't have anyone at home. I'm just watching TV or maybe running outside. Now say, oh, I can go see Grandma Rose.
Yeah. How many families do you hope to serve in this My Mother's House?
I am envisioning about 200 seniors, and half of them could still be couples, because that would be, the husband and wife would be together, and half of them might be single. It either could be a man, could be the woman, whoever is, be, staying behind. And so there will be a need for maybe 150 units for the 100 single and the 100 couples. And then for the single mothers, I envision about 100 single mothers with about an average of 200 kids. Some might have one, some might two, some might three. Okay. So therefore, but regardless, it will be one unit for each family. So then we're talking about 150 units for the seniors, and about 100 units for the young mothers. And then there will be, the two buildings will be separate. So then the seniors will have peace when they go rest, right? And the kids, they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah. Could
And
this
then there will be a
model,
building, sorry.
no, that's okay. I was just going to say, could this model expand into other communities in the future?
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. Yes, because besides the two separate buildings, there will be a building either in between connecting the two. So then both sides can come down to do the activities, whether it is meal time or activity time or storytelling time, whatever, or exercise time. And so, yes, I am hoping that this will be a model that will be duplicated in other communities too, because this actually will bring everyone together. And we could also have a separate room for like meditation or talk, something that people, if they want to be quiet, they can go there and be quiet. And if they have someone who is coming to give them a talk, regardless of whatever topic, could be on health, could be on relationship, could be on, faith, they have a place that they can sit and be able to enjoy their time. So that everyone actually will be volunteering some time in this besides. And then I envision most of the people living there would qualify for low income housing, because the target group is low income seniors, low income single mothers, and the kids.
So what impact do you hope that something like this, and if it starts to grow into other communities, what impact is it going to have on the society that we're seeing right now?
We will find that people will be more together rather than like, you are on your own. I don't care. I mean, so instead of that feeling of you do your own, and I do mine, no. Now you have people actually helping each other and taking care of each other. Instead of looking aside and saying, I can't see it, I don't know. They will be looking, oh, how can I help you? Especially when they are in the same community. If they see someone sitting by themselves, they might go over and talk to that person. That could be a senior, that could be a child, that could be a single mother. So you have people more together, helping each other, just that feeling that you are being helped, that you are able to ask for help. Just that is very comforting. It gives you a sense of security that I am not alone, that I can help. I am not useless. I can help too, right? So
Yeah.
therefore, you have this sense of being able to contribute and also open to receive contribution. It's two-way. It's two-way
Mm-hmm.
street.
Mm-hmm.
And then people will be a whole lot more friendly rather than all divided, this
Mm-hmm.
old versus young and men versus women. No, we are all one. When we are created, the creator designed people to be together, not separated. So
Yeah.
this is the idea, to bring everyone together so we can start helping each other and don't have to worry about whether I gave $1 more or you gave only 50 cents. Doesn't matter. We contribute our skills. Maybe you are more blessed. That's why you have more skills. I'm not that. Maybe I have skills in other areas. I'm really good with people. Or maybe you're very good with numbers. That's okay. We can help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main idea. Actually, this is not really unique that no one has done that. There are actually other communities doing that. But each community is doing it differently. They have
Mm-hmm.
different themes. And one that I remember visiting is called Bay Meadow. That is in Portland. And then there is another group called, I think, Generation. Actually, there's a main nonprofit organization called Generations United. This is a nonprofit organization that work with different organizations who work with intergeneration communities too. And so, but it is not that popular. That's why a lot of people might not have heard about that. And everyone operate differently. Some may be focusing on seniors with orphans, orphanage, instead of them going into separate homes.
Mm-hmm.
Now the senior would adopt a child, and the two of them
Mm-hmm.
will live together in one unit. Or
Mm-hmm.
it could be a family adopting another kid, and so they will be living together in a unit. But the way that I am envisioning this, my mother's house would be, we have all the seniors together in one place, and then we have all the single mothers with the kids, but we have programs that bring them together. So they have their own time, their separate time, and they also have community time. And so I envision a lot of celebrations, like birthdays and Christmas and
Mm-hmm.
New Year. And, so that brings a lot of joy, which is something very uncommon in separate groups, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So their feeling, if you look at their feeling before they get into the community, most of the time, maybe in loneliness, hopelessness, right? Sadness. But when they are able to really be in the community, be supported, their days will be with a lot of hope, a lot of joy, and a lot of sharing, a lot of contribution. Instead of being dependent on other people, they will feel useful. They will feel that I am still good. I'm not depending on other people.
And that's very, very important because the isolation that people feel
Mm-hmm.
is something that is one of the most common pain points that I hear people
Yes.
talk about,
Right. Right.
isolation. So this
Mm-hmm.
is something
Mm-hmm.
that's going to work on that big,
Mm-hmm.
huge problem that we see.
Mm-hmm.
You're just
Mm-hmm.
starting this out right now. This is
Yeah.
like the ground level project for you.
Exactly.
What would success look like, say, 10 years from now?
I hope that the organization, the buildings would have been built by that time. And then we would have two buildings, one for the seniors and one for the mothers, the single mothers and the kids. As I said, 100 units for the single mothers, 150 units for the seniors. The senior units might be smaller, because we only have one person in each unit. And then the family unit might be bigger. And because you could have like minimum of two people, mother and
Mm-hmm.
child, maybe three, maybe four, depends on how many kids there are. So therefore, those are the two units, two separate buildings, and there will be also a place where they have a community. That's where the services are provided, like for childcare, after school, preschool, and then exercise room that people can do the exercise, And then there may be, as I said, a quiet area, like a meditation room. And then there would be a space for some healthcare um, person, to come in. Maybe another nonprofit who provides healthcare will come in and provide services to the residents in the community. And of course, there will be job training. So there might be place set up for two different kinds of training. Could be small group, could be a larger group. Depends on what they're training for. There will be transportations provided, so then if they need to go someplace, actually there might be some group outing too. Go visit different places in the community. So then it's not just activity inside; they can also go outside.
Mm.
And then there might be a hall, a big room that they have community meals there. So there'll be breakfast and lunch and dinner, so they don't have about getting hungry. Don't have to worry about cooking and shopping and all that.
That's a lot of work.
Yes, really. Yes,
So Rose, you are a CPA and you're a
yes,
coach and you have, you do the nonprofit work.
yes.
Why did you feel called to begin a project like this at this stage of your life?
Actually, I thought about that back in 2006. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And at that time, my mother was still around. And I feel that, see, my mother actually lived almost like a single mother, because um, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, my father left, not because of divorce, but has to leave to work on a ocean liner from home. And then finally, he actually came to the US, and then he
Mm.
stayed for like 8 years or maybe 9 years. Yes. So by the time he came back, see, he never saw my brother. When he left, my mom just had my brother. And so he never saw him. By the time he came back, he was already 9 years old. And I was almost like 18 at that time. And then since my father came back, I couldn't go to school anymore. I need to support the family too. So I quit. I quit school, and then I started working. I really hate to become a teacher. That's the last thing I want to do. But I got my first job as a teacher, and I loved it. And I stayed for 8 years. And so that's where I started as a teacher. And then afterwards, and we all came to the US. And I was so lucky that I got a chance to get to UC Berkeley. And that's where I got my degree. And say, now I need to do something else. So I don't want to be a teacher anymore. Not in US, because I don't think I can handle the kids in US. So I chose to be in accounting and business. And that's when I graduated with my business degree, and I worked with Deloitte Haskins and Sells, and that's why I got my CPA license. And so that's why I work with a major Fortune 500 company. But later on, I decided that I want to run my own business. So
Mhm.
I started my own CPA practice from scratch. It would be much better if I had a coach. And that's why I thought about, hey, maybe I want to do coaching for CPAs who just started or want to expand their practice. Because it's really hard when you do something on your own with no coach, no direction, and you kind of like an explorer. What I'm doing right now is almost like that.
Yep. Starting something huge. But this
Yeah.
is, my mother's house is like your personal calling.
Yes.
So it's
Right.
it's a passion project for you
Yes.
at this point,
Yes.
and something you've been thinking about and dreaming about for 20 years.
Yes, that's a very long time. Throughout that time, I'm still working. So when I'm working, I don't, I am not able to, run my CPA practice and then do this. And then
Mhm.
when I quit, my husband was actually very sick, and he got Parkinson's, and he had it for a very long time. And then I think he passed away in 2023, which is about 3 years ago. And so now I say, hey, maybe I can do something. And so I thought, hey, maybe I should go back and revisit this dream that I had. And there is actually a group in Alameda. They started, I don't know if you heard about Alameda Point, which is a place where Alameda used to be a naval base. And the Navy moved out a few years ago. And they decided to leave the whole big piece of land to the city of Alameda. And so Alameda has now this big piece of land that they got from the federal government. And so they are now have to develop it. And so they are working with developers to develop this place into, maybe commercial, residential, and they do have a section for nonprofit organizations. And actually, one of the developer has already developed that with 3 to 4 other nonprofits. And these nonprofits, they're already in projects like homeless projects, but with different targets. And so they started this as a partnership in 2007.
Wow.
Interesting, huh? They've been
They've been doing it as long as you've been thinking about doing this.
right.
Almost. Yeah. So there are other ladies that are going to be watching this, and they ask themselves, like, what is my purpose, or have I waited too long, or something like that. So, what advice would you give to those ladies who want to pursue a mission in their own life?
And I thought, once you have the thought, actually the thought doesn't come from you. The thought is given to you. And it could sound very big, or it could feel very big. But a lot of times it's just you start with the first step. One step at a time. Take the first step. It could be a very small step, doesn't matter. Talk to one person, talk to another person. And then, very interestingly, it's like a puzzle. In your mind, you have this picture. In my mind, the picture is very clear. I know exactly what it looks like. And I know what kind of program it is too. And as a picture. And so gradually you take one step and then you see, there's another thing here or another person I can talk to. So by taking one step at a time, you will get the connections. Your energy will be spreading out to people that you don't even know. As long as you decide to reach out to do it one step at a time, it's like a puzzle. When you have like 1,000 pieces, this might be 10,000 piece puzzle here.
I think so.
When you have a puzzle, you have a picture of that, the box is a picture, right? The pieces are all over the place. There could be 10,000 pieces. There could be 1,000 pieces. But as long as you pick up the first piece, you put it down, then you look around and see what color, what shape might fit. You pick up another piece, and by the time you do it one piece at a time, you will get the connection. And gradually you will see, interesting. I think I got one corner in here. And so you go from one corner to one section to one third. I don't know. And some people might just show up. You don't even know where they come from. They will just show up and tell you, hey, I'm really interested in doing this. Can I help? Of course. Everyone is welcome because we are all together in this world together. And if you welcome, if you come up and volunteer, that could mean you are called too to participate. Some people come in as a participant, and some people come in as a leader. Doesn't matter, as long as we're working towards one purpose. The different ideas are just like a garden. We are kind of planting a garden. There are different kinds of flowers, different species, and everyone just contribute what they have, and you will end up with a beautiful, beautiful garden.
Yeah. Well, Rose, before we close, I'd love to ask just a few reflection questions.
Yeah, sure.
So, what's been the most rewarding moment so far on this journey?
It's the interesting that once I start working on it, I kind of find things getting together, a piece at a time. Sometimes it could be a very tiny step. Sometimes it could be a bigger step. So it's a lot of excitement when I'm working on this. And even when I'm talking about it, I feel very excited about it. And a lot of times people really like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They find that this is not something that they hear every day. And I feel, in a way, somehow I really feel called to do this
Mm-hmm.
because there's absolutely no reason for me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. But somehow I'm very, very interested in doing that. The reason is I think it will benefit a lot of people. Can you imagine 200 seniors, 100 single mothers, and maybe 300 kids? And if this will be together, they will all benefit. And it will be very, very satisfying to feel that I can actually help so many people. It's not just this generation, because I hope that this will continue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this will also help future generations.
What has been the most difficult part?
The difficult part for me is actually is the beginning. Finding the right contact.
Mm-hmm.
And also for me, technology is a little bit challenging too.
For many people. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's where you find those other people that come in, and that's their skill and their talent. That's what they can
Yes, that's
contribute.
right. That's right. Yes. So I find a lot of joy just getting the people together, just talking to
Mm-hmm.
different people. And I kind of feel a lot of resonance from the people that I talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, what keeps you hopeful about the future of this project?
That I see that a lot of people will be benefiting from this, not just the seniors or the single mothers or the kids, but also the people who participate. Because you will feel a lot of joy when you feel that you are able to contribute to other people's happiness. And that's all we are called forward to do, that we contribute our part. I reflect back that I'm really grateful. I'm really happy. Have received a lot of gifts through my time here.
Mm-hmm.
When I came, I have nothing. I only have $500. That's all I have. And I don't even have a college education. I did finish my high school when I was in Hong Kong. But
Mm-hmm.
when I got here, now I have received a lot. I have received an education. I have received a good career. And also, I'm very comfortable where I'm right now. And I don't have to worry about a place to live or food to eat. And so I thought, wow, I have really received a lot. It's now my time to give back. And the question is, how do I do that? And I thought, wow, this actually would be a very good idea. Let me try that and see how that works. And if it works, if people resonate, that means, hey, I'm going into the right direction. And so far, I have a lot of people that I talk to and who is supporting this idea. And I am right now in the process of looking for founding board members. I think I already found one. And also advisory board members. Advisory board members would be people who have like skills in different areas. Could be in running nonprofit, could be in community work, or could be healthcare, or could be um, different kind of whatever the skills they have. So that's what I'm looking for, connections, how to find and work with the right developer. I actually need a developer so the houses could be built, right?
Yes, that's a big step.
That's right. And other nonprofit organizations and communities and individuals too, who
Mm-hmm.
who think that they can contribute, whichever way they could.
Yeah, because there's
Or
a
they like
lot
love
of
to learn
pieces.
about it. Yeah. And then they want to learn about it, which is great. We can all
Mhm.
learn together. Hmm.
Sure. Yeah. It's a big, huge puzzle that you have with lots of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes. Yes. This puzzle has a lot of pieces.
so thank you for sharing your heart and your vision today.
Hmm.
Projects like My Mother's House remind us that community still matters and wisdom still matters and compassion still matters. And sometimes the most powerful solutions come from bridging people together who were never meant to walk life alone.
Yes. Yes. That's right. That's right. It is a community that's going to bring everyone together. And it's much, much easier. Actually, it's better to live together and serving each other than all by yourself. No matter how much money you have, it is not
Yes.
fun to be alone and waiting
No.
for someone to come and visit. And right now, a lot of times the senior, they're sitting at home, they're waiting. They're waiting for the children, maybe for the friends, I don't know, to come and visit. But they are also busy. They are busy with the family, busy with the kids, busy with work. They just don't have time. So instead of waiting, maybe you should just go out and help someone else, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Thank you for being here today, Rose. We appreciate it. I hope that ladies will watch this and be interested. And so if they want to contact you, what is the best way to contact you?
They can send me an email or they can send me a text, and then we are in the process of putting together a website. Actually, my one of my board members is working on that. And then once that website is up, then that would also be another way. Also, I'm also in LinkedIn. They can look for me in LinkedIn. Then send me a message there, or I'm also on Facebook. Just type my name, and then they will be able to find me. So I think there are different ways that they can reach out. But I think the fastest way is to send me a text, and I can give you my phone number. You want me to do that? Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
what we could do is if you want to give me all of your contact information,
sure.
and I will put it at the bottom of the video
Okay.
once I put it up on YouTube. And so ladies can see it there. I'll attach it to it. So it'll all be right there together.
Okay. Yeah, I will send you that information. Thank you. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, ladies, if you enjoyed this conversation, please take a minute to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment and let us know what part of this conversation spoke to you. And if
Mhm.
you know someone who might benefit from hearing about this beautiful vision, please share this video with them. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep walking in truth.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Coach Sandra. And I really appreciate the opportunity to talk and also to meet you and your supporters. Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
All
All
right.
right.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye.